This is the pink grasshopper. They're so rare that it's been said people have less than a 1% chance of seeing one in person during their lifetime. In fact, you have better odds of winning the lottery. The pink color is due to a recessive gene called erythrism that results in too much red pigment and not enough black. Unfortunately, these pink grasshoppers don't tend to survive too long because of how easily predators are able to spot them. Hello there, and welcome to Shima University.
Someone has loaded this cloth up with liquid mercury and it's rapidly seeping through. This only happens when the cloth becomes taut. Before this point, it sits safely in the bag. While mercury can't be absorbed through the skin, if it falls in an open wound or you breathe in the fumes, it can cause damage to your body. In any case, silver goo bad, no touchy.
This wildlife conservationist plucks baby owls out of his bucket and places them at the entrance of this pipe. This is so they can return to their burrow. These owlets are known to scare away predators by hiding in their burrow and mimicking a rattlesnake's rattle. And if threatened, they'll run or flatten themselves on the ground rather than fly away.
In China, they've begun prototyping firefighter drones to extinguish fires in tall buildings. So far, these drones are limited by the length of hose and the expense of the light foam they can spray, but they're also prohibitively expensive to create at $10,000 a piece. Rather than handling fires themselves, they turned out to be great aids to firefighters instead, with the hope being to improve the technology and roll them out everywhere one day.
This young elephant is just minding his own business when his larger sister gives him a push. The older elephants are quick to rush to his defense. In the wild, elephants that fall are at their most vulnerable. Adults will typically surround them as a form of protection from any attacking predators. Elephants are considered one of the most family-oriented animals on the planet.
This man designed a homebrew all-terrain chair to keep around his home. It's operated with tank-like wheels and a control stick built into the armrest, and is so stable he's able to hold a drink while driving it. This second chair is actually a wheelchair built by a man for his wife to drive around, powered by a small engine built from a zero-turn mower and riding around on treads. It's able to cross small puddles while keeping the driver perfectly dry.
A man taps this glass outside a wasp nest to show how quickly wasps will defend themselves. Sounds and vibrations are the key alert signal for the wasps. They will release pheromones to alert their whole nest of intruders and then display a complex defensive pattern as they file out in perfect unison. However, these are polysts wasps, and their defense is a bluff. They won't attack unless you actually attack their nest.
This lemon shark is getting its teeth cleaned by a remora, which is a type of ray-finned fish that has evolved to adhere by suction to host animals like whales, turtles, and sharks. They allow remoras to stay because they're great at removing parasites, loose flakes of skin, and in this circumstance, cleaning teeth. Remoras sustain themselves by consuming the host animal's feces. Yuck.
These hikers in Guatemala are witnessing a volcanic eruption up close. It's believed this eruption was a fairly small one, and that a much larger one could follow at some point after. Guatemala is home to 37 different volcanoes, with 3 of them in constant activity. They're part of the Pacific Ring of Fire, which is a 40,000-kilometer hotspot filled with active volcanoes and lava-filled craters.
South Korea have installed these neat in-ground traffic lights, specifically designed for dumb pedestrians who have their eyes glued to their smartphones. Right now they're only in Seoul and Korea, and mainly at airports and major intersections outside subways, but they've also started rolling them out to cities in other countries, like Melbourne in Australia.
This archaeological dig site is of an ancient mammoth hot spring in South Dakota. These mammoths would get trapped in watering holes and sucked into place. A total of 61 mammoth bones, as well as an incredibly well-preserved mammoth skull, were discovered during the dig.
This guy hooked up a synthesizer to some sunflowers. These flowers act as bioresistors, or signal attenuators, that create an audible signal. What you are hearing is literally the sound of a sunflower, if you could hear the ultrasonic signals. The creator of this video even uses biofeedback to create his own music on Spotify.
Although hyenas are known famously for their laughter, They actually have a very diverse vocabulary. This hyena is giving a low whoop to call its packmates. In a study from 2022, it was discovered that no hyena whoops alike. They make totally different sounds unique to each individual.
Over in Germany, there is a water slide where you can ride a floating beer garden with a band along a fast-moving current. Back in the day, rafting was the traditional way to transport wood and materials down the rivers of Germany, but nowadays it's just a convenient excuse to have a good time.
We've discovered a series of ice volcanoes on Pluto that produce more than 200,000 square kilometers of ice on the planet, reported as erupting into ice slushies. In fact, one volcano was found to be almost half the size of Mount Everest.
This is a drone getting hit by a glob of lava as it investigates a volcano in Iceland. Miraculously, this drone barely manages to escape, capturing this incredible video as it departs to safety. The only reason the drone doesn't melt immediately from the heat is because the supercooled lava exterior doesn't stick to the drone. It simply slides off before it can transfer the heat inside.
This diver takes a water bottle for a dive to demonstrate the effects of water pressure. As he descends, the bottle is crushed flat by the sheer force around it. But as he rises back up, something remarkable happens. The pressure on the bottle lifts, and it reinflates back to normal shape. Interestingly, the air in your lungs at this depth is subject to the same pressure that you're seeing in the bottle here.
This turtle is stuck upside down in the water. They struggle to breathe when flipped upside down and it's panicking, thrashing around, but his friends are quick to surround the turtle and offer a helping hand. The turtles feel instinctual empathy for their friend, and the only reason they know when to stop flipping is because turtles are able to feel with their shells just as if it were their own skin.
The discovery of Pakicetus has revealed what whales looked like 50 million years ago, something not too dissimilar to a giant wild boar. They would swim up and down with their vertebral column like an otter and would move on land similar to a sea lion.
These guys are investigating a murder hornet's nest. These things have started infiltrating the United States and Europe, where they've been massacring the local bee populations who have no defense against these things. They'll decimate the bees and eat everything in the nests. They're also very harmful to humans and have been known to kill more than a few, especially those with allergies. Some bees have resorted to an ingenious defense mechanism whereby they surround and cook a hornet by vibrating so hard that it raises the temperature around it.
These meerkats form a surveillance team around this man. Meerkats are highly intelligent, using complex coordinated behavior that rivals chimps, dolphins, and even humans. They're also immune to venom and don't even need to drink water to survive. They get all the moisture they need from eating insects and grubs.
We've recently developed smart contact lens batteries that are charged primarily through human tears. They're used as augmented reality displays and can be charged for up to 200 cycles without containing wires. Previous smart lenses used coils and metals which carry risks to the user's eyes. These ones react to sodium and chloride ions, which means crying will literally charge the battery. So start thinking of those sad memories if you're in for a long flight with no power outlet.
That's all for now. Keep studying and I'll see you all in the next video.